And we're live. Somehow this ties into guns to me, right? Because my daughter is not pro-gun. So I say, oh, you want to live in a world where guys can do anything they want to girls, just knowing that they're helpless, right? Guns are banned. Therefore, my biceps are bigger. I can do anything I want. Guns are a feminist position because they level the playing field. You know, even if just 1 in 50 has a gun in their purse, then you really want to roll those dice?
It should be a feminist position, but it seems like most of those folks dislike it.
Well, I'm here to change that.
Good. Yeah. Everyone should own guns. Multiple. Hanging off of you at all times. Be like the Old West. Imagine, that's like when the gun people go too far. You know, when you see those arguments, and it's like, you didn't have to go as far as you did, but like the hardcore ones who are like, actually, not only is it important that we should be able to own firearms, I should be able to have a tactical nuke. Why is Kim Jong-un better than me? And if I were to walk around with dual-wielded 1887 lever-action shotgun before the patch, imagine how much damage I could do in self-defense.
Dude, so my Facebook feed, oh my God, I could go on and on about this. It is a bubble conservative position that all these tech firms are like lined up against the conservatives. Meanwhile, my Facebook feed is just overrun with like conservative positions and memes and things like that, and very, very little of the blue side. This guy is posting, hey, look, did you notice a good guy with a gun took out a bad guy with a gun? And I, being an asshole who doesn't need any friends, fact check these people. And it's like, yeah, this was just recently. Like, one, that Atlanta mall shooting, the good guy with the gun you're talking about was literally a policeman, right? Not the concealed carry that you're implying it is. Two, he shot an innocent bystander, not the shooter. The shooter got away.
So, like, there are so many actual stories they could have gone to.
It happens.
When a cop shoots someone, when a cop does something wrong, we don't count him as a gun owner. Okay, that's not fair. That's like counting suicides amongst the gun violence.
I don't count him as a gun owner when he does something right.
Cheaters.
They're separate from concealed carry.
Absolutely, cops don't count. Cops don't count.
Yeah,
That'd be like counting military like mishaps and shit. Like, look, another gun owner.
Right, yeah.
He was a Marine.
Yeah, he was in Afghanistan.
They're not real people.
I wonder if they ever make gun mistakes and what the culture is there, right? Because I would just think, like, I'll make it me. If I carried a loaded AR-15 all the time, I might muzzle sweep somebody. Like, do they just get over the muzzle sweep thing and relax
You would
on
for
that?
sure.
On that
Have you ever
rule?
watched those like open carry events? Like, even those people are muzzle sweeping each other, like walking around, like in their parades.
And what about like accidental misfires or negligent discharge, depending on your favorite term? Does that ever happen? Do they ever just shoot one into a bank?
Well, see, they don't have like a robust stat keeping system in Afghanistan for these kinds of issues. It's just like, Ahmed fucked up.
I'm sure accidents happen, but like hanging around with those guys, like they got really good trigger discipline, and that's the most important thing. And it doesn't seem to me that they mind the muzzle sweeping at all in sort of a combat type situation. Like, you watch those videos, I mean, we're not so much worried about Dave somehow shooting Bill in the face. We're really worried about Ahmed over there. So we got to stay low. And if that means that my muzzle gets pointed at Dave a little bit, Dave don't mind too much because I'm watching his back.
I thought Woody was talking about amongst the terrorists themselves, like that gun safety, where it's like, Ahmed, you should not have your finger on the trigger. There are no infidels around.
Those guys. So look, I'm just a regular average gun owner. Like, I'm not special in terms of marksmanship or anything. But I look at the bad guys, from our perspective, they're terrible. They're terrible. They're not looking where they're shooting. They're like blind firing. Like, that's illegal in paintball. Yet here they are. Just
or they shoot, like,
illegal because it's effective.
Indiana Jones movie where they like hold it out, which like the stock ends here, and they're like holding it out there, pushing forward every time they shoot.
Like The Sopranos or something. Pow, pow, pow.
Have you ever heard that story? It was somewhere in Africa where like this was like a fucking while ago. I don't think that the tribe the Belgians, whoever were fighting, even had guns. And so the Belgians, whoever it was, lost a battle, and they lost a bunch of weapons there. They're just too outnumbered. And so they went back, and the Africans who had fought them were using the guns. And Belgians or whatever fucking European country it was, ran them over, wiped them out in that battle. And then when they found all of the weapons, like Kyle, I don't know what the term is, but the iron sight that's adjustable on the back where you can move it up and down in order to like, gauge distance, they found all of them all the way up at the very top. And they were like, why on earth? They weren't even shooting us from that far away. Why would they have them all like gauged up to the top? And they asked someone, like one of the captives, and he was like, because we wanted the guns to shoot harder.
I thought that was going to be it.
That, like, the higher it was, the more power the gun was going to have. And it was like, well, no wonder we didn't lose anyone. They were shooting
way over our head. They killed the general 2 miles behind us somehow, but missed all of us.
Actually won this one. Give him credit. They killed the general miles away.
That's hilarious.
They should mislabel it just for the future in case it happens again.
It goes like a foot up.
Yeah, it always interests me. Like whenever you go to a gun store, a lot of times they've got like a whole rack of like really old rifles, and I almost never know what the fuck they are. If they're like that made between that period of like 1897 and like 1950 or something like that, like all of those weird German and Russian and Chinese and Japanese weapons. Like, I don't know what any of this shit is. They're all just rusty and wooden, but they've all got those crazy long range sights that'll flip up in the back. It's like, Jesus, 1,600 meters. What the? You can't even see anyone that far, really. But they were really optimistic about what their soldiers were going to be doing out there.
I'm surprised. Kyle always seems to know everything I ever ask him about guns. And I inherited some. They weren't worth anything. But you're like, Kyle, do you know what this thing is? And, that's I don't even know. 1863, whatever.
Yeah, in that case, I do. I mean, like, I know a lot more than most, but I wouldn't consider myself a gun expert or anything like that. But I recognize that one. That one wasn't too hard. It had a really unique look to it. I don't even remember what it was. But in any case, like when you go to gun stores, though, there'll be like this big pile of just old cheap shit that's all like $250 a rifle or something like that.
You know how the media calls every gun an AK-47?
Exactly.
I refer to all of those as Mosin Nagants.
There you go.
They're just,
right?
They're just a whole Mosin Nagant. Look at that.
Correct. Yeah.
Look at that stack of Mosin Nagants. So, yeah, that's what they are.